Today, we will be learning how to create your very own AI voice consulting applications in minutes with AI. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So what exactly is an AI voice assistant? Right, as you can see over here, this is a quick application that I've created, and what this does is that it allows me to talk to a wellness buddy over here, right, to start a call, and I'll be able to key in some notes as well, such as hello. Just by typing it in, I am feeling good, save notes, and then you'll be saved over here. Right, and it's a very quick iteration of what this actually does. What's exciting about Voice Assistant today is that it can be created in your own industry to act as a voice consultant for your customers and converse with them through your web application. Right, so for this simple example, let's say we want to create a wellness consultant app. I have this wellness buddy over here, which is a health wellness consultant that will be able to give us health and wellness tips and tricks that could be essentially very useful if we were to building something within the health industry. So let's take a look at how this works, and we're going to be talking to the wellness buddy over here. Right, so I'm just going to click start a call, and we're going to speak to it right now.
Hey there, this is Julie from Wellness Buddy, your personal wellness assistant. Before we get started, may I get your name and email?
Alright, my name is Calvin, and my email is cal@dynamy.ai.
Hey Calvin, got it. Nice to meet you. How can I assist you on your wellness journey today? Any specific areas you're interested in exploring?
Yeah, I want to learn more about how I can have a better diet to lose weight.
Great, let's dive into that. A balanced diet is key for weight loss. Focus on whole foods like fruits, veggies, lean proteins, and whole grains. Reducing sugar and processed foods can make a big difference too. Do you have any particular questions or areas you'd like help with?
Yes, I would like to know how much calories do I need to consume each day to actually lose weight.
To help calculate that, I'll need a bit more info like your age, gender, weight, and activity level. Would you mind sharing?
Alright, my age is 28 years old, my gender is male, and my activity level is pretty light, and my weight is about 78 kg.
Thanks for sharing, Calvin. Based on your age, weight, and light activity level, you'd typically aim for around 1,700 to 2,000 calories daily to safely lose weight. Interested in any specific diet plans or tips to help maintain that calorie range?
Nope, thank you. Right, so it's pretty interesting, and we have created a wellness buddy that could assist us in all of our health tips and tricks, right? And this is just one specific use case of this AI voice assistant. We could be using it for our own specific industry as well, which could be for lead generation or as an AI consultant in other specific areas, which of course could help your business save thousands of hours, or you could also build this for clients and save them thousands of hours, or it could be used for educational purposes and so much more. And the best part of this is that you can launch an app like this very quickly today with AI just by prompting without having to have extensive knowledge to code. So while all of this sounds super exciting, we're going to get right into the building of it. So today we will be using two specific applications. The first one is SynthFlow, and SynthFlow is where we can get our voice agents to be connected into our application. The second app that we're going to be using is called Boat. And Boat is a super powerful AI application that allows us to create full stack web applications just by prompting. And you can see over here, this application that I have created has been generated within the past 30 minutes to an hour. And so by the end of the video, you can very easily create your own applications as well and launch them within a couple of hours to a day. So it's super exciting and super accessible to everyone. Okay, so how are we going to do this, right? The first thing we want to do is to create a SynthFlow account. And essentially we want to create our assistants. Right, our assistants will be the voice assistants that we will be talking to as our AI consultant, right? And so the first thing I want to do before I create an assistant is to create a knowledge base, right? And essentially a knowledge base is a list of documents that we can use to feed our assistant so it knows exactly what to reply to our customers. Okay, and so for this simple example, let's say we're creating a health and wellness consultant, right? I do have a simple knowledge base that I've uploaded over here, right? Such as nutrition tips, calorie calculator, and so on and so forth. Right, and so we're going to use this information for the assistant to retrieve information so that it will answer according to what we have provided over here. And it's super effective because if you have your own specific knowledge documents, answers and methods that are catered to your own specific needs, you can upload them over here and really customize and personalize the assistant according to your own specific industry and needs. Right, so how we're going to do this is very simple. We just have to create a new knowledge base, give it a trigger. Right, so for our trigger, you can see over here, we can write something simple like user ask about health and nutrition tips. Right? And this will trigger the assistant to really look into this document for such information. Right, following that, after we have created a knowledge base, we want to add a document. So you can just click this button over here, You can upload a PDF document, you can create a new blank document, or you could also paste from a URL. Okay, and once that is done, we're going to move on to the next part, which is to create an assistant. What we're going to do is to create a new assistant over here, right? And we can start from scratch, and we're going to choose widget, right? Because we're going to embed it onto our web page later on. And choosing it, we're going to give it a name. So we're going to call this Wellness Buddy. All right, and the time zone, we can put Asia, Singapore. Awesome. Right, and the AI voice model, we can just keep it as SynthFlow for now. The color palette, we can just keep it the same. And that's all we need to do. You can also add in custom vocabulary and filter words as well. We're going to keep all of this simple for this demonstration. Okay, once this is done, we're going to go into the dashboard. We're going to go into the prompt. Right, and this prompt itself essentially is what's required for us to sort of give the assistant a script, right? So one way to really help us create a prompt easily is to ask Copilot to assist us. And so we're going to open this by clicking into Ask Copilot. All right, and so we're going to answer some questions, okay? So I'm going to tell it this is a widget that would answer calls when someone is on our website. All right, and after answering that, it asks us the main objective of these calls. So our main objective is for it to be a consulting agent to provide feedback and advice for our users. So we're just going to type this in, right? We're going to say this is a health consulting assistant, right? Its job is to firstly get a name and the email of the user, followed by giving them a session of health consulting, right? So why do we want to get the name and email of the user? Because this could easily be used as lead generation as well. If you have a health and consulting business and you want to be able to provide this free online consulting and afterwards really use that as a way to generate more leads for your own specific field. Okay, so we're going to type this in, and afterwards it needs more information like the company info, value proposition, as well as the role of the AI assistant. Right, so we're just going to give it a couple more information, and so I'm just going to copy this over. Okay, and so I'm going to type in, your job is to be as helpful as possible and answer all the questions the users have about health and fitness, right? Covering all the wellness tips using the knowledge base that we have uploaded, which is the previous knowledge base earlier on called Healthcare Consultant Database, right? We want it to refer to that, and I give it a few other information, like the company name is Wellness Buddy. Assistant, we're going to give it Julie from Wellness Buddy, and this is who we're going to be talking to as our consultant, right? Our mission, our vision, right? And we're going to click send. Okay, perfect. And here we have it. So it does have the foundational information about our company, the target audience, individuals seeking guidance on health and fitness, perfect. Value proposition, the role of the AI assistant, right? Julie from Wellness Buddy will be the AI Wellness Companion Assistant using the Healthcare Consultant Database. Awesome, right? It does have some objection handling context, right? So you'll be able to answer things like privacy concern, accuracy of information, specific health conditions, and level of personalization. Here's a simple script such as its introduction, information collection, consultation session introduction, and so on and so forth. Okay, once this is done, we're just gonna use this for now, and we're gonna type move forward. Okay, and it's given us the final prompt. So you can see it has the foundational information and all the information that we have provided, right? And if this looks good, we're just going to insert this prompt. Wonderful. And now we're just going to change the custom greeting as well. I want it to have a custom greeting by saying, hey there, this is Julie from Wellness Buddy, your personal wellness assistant. Before we get started, may I get your name and your email? Right, so it's perfect for us to get the information later on. And come back to prompt, make sure it's saved. And we're done. We've almost finished setting up our assistant. The last thing we want to do is to add in a information extractor, right? Because we asked for the name and the email for lead generation. We want to be able to extract that information later on in our call logs, right? And so we're going to add in a new information extractor, and I've created two earlier on, so you can take a look at how I've created them, where one is for email and one is for name. So let's take a look at the one for email. You can click into this. You can see the identifier. I'm just going to type in email, and what should the AI extract from this call, right? I'm going to write what is the user's email. I'm adding a couple of output examples as well, so you can see over here we want the AI to learn to use for this specific extractor. Okay, we're gonna click save, perfect, and we're gonna add in the next one, which is for name. And similarly, you can see I tell the AI to extract the name of the user. I gave it a couple of output examples as well to let it know what are examples of names that we want to be able to retrieve. And we're gonna click save. And beyond this, you could also add in other information extractor to extract different types of information that you want from this consultant. Once it's done, we do have our assistant created perfectly. We're going to go into Bolt now to create our app and connect it live to create a web application that looks similar to this, okay? Okay, and so what do we exactly want to do for this application, right? One place that I like to get ideas for an application is to go into Dribbble, right? And Dribbble is a UI UX platform that has a lot of different designs that we can actually use as inspiration. So I actually searched up AI health voice assistants, and I take a look at the different designs that we have over here. So I take a look at how they have designed it, what are the colors, what are the schemes, use it as a platform for us to get inspirations and ideas for our designs. Right, once that is done, I do have a idea that I want to create something like this, where we have a voice chat on the left side, we do have a note-taking section on the right. Right, we're just going to keep it simple like that for this application. Okay, so I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to ask you to create a detailed design document for us to prompt into Bolt. Right, so I'm going to type this prompt in. You can get access to this prompt link in the description below, so do check them out and modify them accordingly. Right, so what I've created over here, you can see I ask it to create a design document with key details, right? Aesthetic details, the colors, like the gradient background, the typography, right? I want it to be Poppins bold, the body to be Montserrat regular, the header, the logo, and the tagline, your personal path to wellness. The main section, this is the most important part, right? I want the left to be a small voice AI widget, right? 40% width. The title would be Talk to Wellness Buddy, right? Including a placeholder, right? And the right would be, let's say, a wider note section with a text box for note, a glowing save button, footer for icons for navigation like homes, consultations, and profiles, and this could be used in the future. Some functional elements such as the voice widget embedded text box for notes, save buttons, and a fun rotational motivational tip section, right? This is perfect for a health and wellness app. And lastly, I'll tell it to generate a detailed UI UX design document with visuals and functional descriptions so that we can give it to Bolt later on. And we're going to click enter and see what we get. So beautiful, you can see it's generating a whole design document for us. So it does have the color palette, right? It does have the typography, the visual elements, layouts, and so on and so forth. And you can, of course, prompt GPT over and over again if there are certain things that you want to change. And let's say you like what you see over here. We're just going to copy these. We can go back to Bolt, type it in, and we're just going to type on the top, right? Create a health and wellness app called Wellness Buddy as follows. And before we end off the document, we want to get the embedded code to be added in as well. So we're just going to go back to SynthFlow and we're going to copy this embedded code. Okay, we're going to go back to Bolt and we're going to type it in. This is the embedded code for the widget. All right, and let's go. Awesome, now you can see our AI is creating the app for us. So let's give it a while and let's see what happens next. It's really beautiful to see Bolt really just building all of it for us. It's like our real-time development team. And you can see it's building all the different folders such as the header, the note section, and so much more. All right, perfect. Let's take a look at the preview. Yeah, you see, it's kind of similar to what we wanted to create earlier on. So this is very perfect. We do have a note section over here. We do have our widget. And not to worry, after we get it deployed, we will be able to see the widget later on. Right, we do have some buttons over here. And for now, we can't click them because it's not linked to any pages, but we can prompt Bolt later on to update this. We do have this exciting motivational quote that's changing over and over again. So I do like that. All right. And so let's see if we can add in a note. Hello, I am feeling good. Save notes. All right, you can see the note has been saved, but we want to make sure that it's actually viewable as well. So before we deploy it and test it out, one way to always get Bolt to further help us enhance our app is to change each section one by one and telling it specifically what you want. So for example, I want to have my notes actually saved below so that I can take a look. I'm going to screenshot this section. Okay, and I'm going to go back to Bolt and I'm going to take it over here and I'm going to tell it, can you make the notes saving more interactive, showing the saved notes below. Now let's let it run and we'll see what we get. Okay, and there are a couple of problems over here, but not to worry. Bolt is pretty good at fixing their own problems, so just click attempt fix and let Bolt do its magic for us. Okay, perfect. Let's take a look at the new updated version. Now we can type in our notes, so we can say hello, what's good, save notes, and you can see it's saved over here. Awesome, and we can delete them as well. So that's really cool. Before we get it to deploy, we want to make it look beautiful, right? We want to make sure that the box color is the same as the one we have from our assistants. So let's go back to assistant. we can take a look at the configure. We can see the background color is actually not white, right? So I'm going to copy this background color code, and we're just going to make one last edit before we test out our application, right? So I'm going to go back to board, and I'm going to screenshot this as well and paste this over, and I'm going to write, can you make the background of the two box section into this color? I'm going to type in the hex code, and let's click enter, and let's let the magic happen. Okay, now the color has been updated, right? We can now deploy it and see the final result. But as you can see over here, you can just keep updating and changing any information or any parts of the app that you want by telling both the different changes that you want to see, and it will help you update it one by one. Now, you don't want to overload both with too much information, so make sure to give it as much context as possible and fix one problem at a time, okay? And so once this is done, we're going to test it out by clicking deploy, and very quickly it will deploy it to Netlify for us to use, right? So you can see it building the application, deploy to Netlify, and we should be able to use it right away after this. Awesome, it's created a site for us, so let's take a look. Okay, beautiful. We do have the wellness buddy. The format over here isn't the best. We do want to be able to restructure this. So let's screenshot this, okay, and let's go back to board for one final change. I'm gonna paste this in here, and right, can you edit the format size for this widget so that we can see the full thing properly? Click enter, and now let's see the dimensions change. Okay, this is better, it's more vertical, so we should be able to see it work now. Let's click deploy once again and see what happens. All right, let's take a look. Okay, wonderful, now we're able to start a call with the wellness buddy. So this is perfect. We are able to write in our notes. So hello, the note saved successfully, and we do have this application working perfectly for us. So now let's test it out once again to see if we have actually created something similar to what we have before. So I'm going to click start a call, and we're going to click allow.
Hey there, this is Julie from Wellness Buddy, your personal wellness assistant. Before we get started, may I get your name and email?
Hi, my name is Calvin, and my email is calvin@gmail.com.
Hey Calvin, it's great to meet you. Just to confirm, is your email spelled KELVIN@gmail.com?
Nope, it's spelled CALVIN@gmail.com.
Got it, Calvin. Now that we're all set, feel free to ask any health or fitness questions you have. How can I assist you today?
Could you tell me what is the best exercise to do to get very muscular in a week?
Building muscle in just a week can be tough, but you can definitely get started. Focus on strength training exercises like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and rows. Just remember to give your muscles time to rest and recover between workouts.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Calvin.
We still have the full application created over here, and this is done within the past couple of minutes. And so imagine what else can you do if you further prompt board and add in more features to this application, right? The sky is really the limit here, and it's super cool to be able to launch an app like this so quickly to be used for production. And I just want to show you one last thing before the end of the video. We spoke about gathering information from our call as well. So if you go down to the calls, you can see over here the new log has been added in, and you can see it's extracted the information, right? The email, as well as my name. So it's super cool to even see that the AI is able to extract all this information just from our voice conversation. Imagine the information that you can actually get from this automation itself. So I hope you found this tutorial useful and you're as excited as I am to be building your very own AI voice assistant or a consultant. If you'd like to learn more about AI automations or building other types of AI applications, I do have more videos, so do check them out and give it a like and subscribe, as I will be covering more videos like this. Till then, I really appreciate you and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.